Listen up, it is your favorite chef friend, Chef Bree, and it is Money Making Monday. And I am going to give you 5 tips and tricks that I use in my personal business that and that I've used while running multi-million dollar businesses for over 10 years. So this is Money Making Monday with your favorite chef friend, Chef Bree. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited that you'll watch the replay. Even if you are new here, my name is Brianna, also known as Chef Bree. I'm a chef by trade. I'm a business owner. I have ran businesses at like a high level management function position, whatever you want to call it, for the past 10 years. I have been in the restaurant industry for 15 years. So your girl got a little bit of experience under her belt, and it is storming where I am. And I didn't even know it's going to storm today, but nevertheless, here we are. So this is Money Making Monday. I'm super excited that you're here. Your girl know how to make some money, and so I want to make sure that I give back to y'all. It's been my personal thing that I wanted to do since I restarted my business, and so every single week I'll do my best coming online, giving tips, tricks as they come. And so I'm super excited that y'all decide to like hang out with me. Again, I'm a girl that know how to make money. I know how to keep money. I know how to invest money, and I know how to manage money. I've been managing multi-million dollar account since I was um 20. I'll be 30 this year. So for 20, or not for 20 years, for 10 years, I have been managing multi-million dollar accounts at a young age. And so I've seen a lot of money, touched a lot of money, know what to do with a lot of money. And so I just wanted to give y'all free game, things that cost a lot of money. And so I'm super excited that you're here. I'm going to give y'all just a few more minutes to come on. And so that way we can get started. Even if you're watching a replay, like, share, comment. Don't be stingy so that I know that you're here. But good afternoon. Good afternoon again. It is your favorite chef friend, Chef Bree. I'm super excited that you're here, and I can't wait to give y'all all the tips and tricks and things that I know that will help you make some coins. And so, super excited that you are here. I hope and pray that this is something that you can use. Again, this is Money Making Monday with Chef Bree. I'm going to give y'all 5 tips. They're going to be quick because I have some more baking to do tonight. But I'm going to give you 5 tips that's going to help you make some money ASAP. And so, again, I'm a girl that's touched a lot of money, managed a lot of money, done a lot of things with money. And so I know what I'm talking about. And so I just want to give y'all free tips and tricks so that way you don't have to, you know, you don't have to go around the long way. And so, hey Lucy. Hey G, I call her G because I always butcher her name. Hey girl. So, and G is a witness. G has been taking my tips and she has been seeing some results. And so, okay. All right. So number one is at the beginning of your week, you really should do this at the beginning of the month, right? So put number one in the comments. Number one, how much money do you want to make? You don't have to tell me that, but you need to know at the top of the week, at the top of the month, how much money do you want to make? So here's the thing. A lot of people are in a money crisis, right? Some people, but everybody is not in a money crisis. Everybody does not have financial difficulties. So there is a group of people who struggle with money. And then there's also another group of people who money is not their issue. And so I want you to start having a good relationship with money. And a good way to start that is to determine how much money is it that you want to make, right? It is a good practice to start doing this at the top of the month, right? Setting a monthly goal for yourself. But if you're not there yet, today is Monday. It is a good way to start right now is to set a money goal for yourself this week before you go to sleep, before you do any other thing. Set a money goal for yourself. That is tip number one. How much money do you want to make? Okay. So this is the kind of faith that I have. I'm the type of girl who I say this is what kind of money I'm gonna make this week. I don't wait to figure out, oh, I'm just gonna do events or oh, I'm just gonna see what happens. No, I'm not gonna do that. And so I'm the kind of person that will challenge the people that's close to me or like, the people that I'm helping. I ask them, how much money do you want to make? Because that determines how much product you make, how many events you need to do per week. That dictates your whole schedule. Because if you're just going into these events blind, you're never going to be satisfied. Right. So if you just make, let's just say, um I'll use mine for example. Let's just say if I make mini cakes, right? And so mini cakes at this point, they're $7. However, for certain markets, depending on where I am, I will discount them to $5. So let's just say if I just make 20 mini cakes at $5 each, right? That's only $100. So I'm only gonna make $100. But that ain't even enough for me to even get out of bed and do nothing with. Now I'm thankful for that $100, but that's not enough money for me to keep doing business. You see what I'm saying? And so I dictate how much money I make or how much money I want to make. Hopefully this making sense to you. So don't go into these events blind. Don't be doing all these pop-ups, or if you make t-shirts or whatever your business is, don't just wake up and say, "Oh, I'm a business owner. I want to make some money." That's not a good practice. How much money do you want to make? You set the tone for your week. It is super important that you do that because you gotta start operating as an owner operator. You don't just own a business. That's one half. But operating the business is a whole separate piece of it, because then you need to start saying like, is this even worth me doing? You know what I mean? There's some products that I've been helping some people with that I told them straight up, it's not profitable for you to do that. So you don't need to do that. And so they realize on their own that, hey, that's not profitable. I'm taking this off my menu. And they've seen much success by narrowing down their menu doing one or two things. You see what I'm saying? And so, how much money do you want to make? That sets the tone for your events, what your week is going to look like. So, for me, as y'all can see, I have a whole lot of events starting tomorrow night. I have events every single day. Normally I take Tuesdays off, but I have an aggressive money goal this week. And so I have an aggressive goal because I want to reach a certain amount of people this week, and I have aggressive money goal. And so that means I had to take a day that I would normally rest away and add an event to that day. You see what I'm saying? And so, what is your money goal? Okay, if you're watching, put in the comments, how much money do you want to make? You don't got to tell me what the kind of money you want to make, but this is something you want to ask yourself. How much money do you want to make? The Leslie told me that, and G have seen results. Like, we've been working like this, and she has seen results. It changes the game once you are strategic, right? So again, at the top of your week, it is Monday. Before you lay your head down on the pillow tonight, if you are an entrepreneur, the first thing you need to decide is how much money you want to make a week. So I'm assuming that all of y'all already have a business or a product that you offer. If you're not at that stage yet, this is a different conversation for a different day. However, if you are at the stage of you already have a business, you already have a product, you need to be going into your week with saying how much money you want to make. You don't tackle your business passively like, do 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 do. I hope customers are gonna come today. That ain't how this works. If you're gonna have that mentality, nobody's gonna come to you. Okay. Or people will come, but you're gonna always be stagnant and you're gonna be frustrated, wondering why you're not making no money. It's because you don't have a goal. And so how much money you gonna want to make? Because that's gonna determine how you market. That's gonna determine, how many times you post in the groups, how many times you post on your page to market, how many people are you networking in person. All of that goes into how much money you want to make each and every week. If you know where you're going throughout the week, you know how to grind harder, you know how to hustle harder, you know how to plan for your events smarter. So if you only need to make, or you only want to make $100 and you sell t-shirts, and if you only sell t-shirts, right, and you want to make $100 and you sell t-shirts, you sell them at $20 a piece. Boom, you only need to sell 5 shirts. And if you only need to sell 5 shirts, you can map it out your week with selling that. But if you don't have a goal and plan, you're just going to go about these things all passive, and you're going to figure out really quickly that you will never reach your goal because you don't know where you're going. So, number two, you need goals. It goes into number one. You need goals. Every single week, you need to make a goal for yourself. So if you're not at the place where you are getting consistent clientele, then your goal should be like, if you got one customer last week, you need to get two this week. If you got two last week, you need to get four. So you need to set some type of goal for yourself so that you can see, hey, is this business even worth me keep going? Because sometimes we create a business and it's not what people want. And that's okay. That means you need to get rid of that idea, start over. Like, there's some stuff that I have tried, like different flavors of cakes and stuff that people don't buy. They don't mean I have a bad product. They just mean they don't want that particular thing from me, and that's okay. I'm not gonna keep selling stuff that doesn't work. And so it's important for you to have a goal, have something to gauge, right? So um, like last week, if I sold 100 mini cakes, this week I want to be selling 200 mini cakes. And so I need to see what's selling, what's not selling. So when I first started my business, all we used to do was jars. We did not do any mini cakes. And so the jars did sell well, but I sell way more quantity of mini cakes than I do of jars. And so I've started to take less and less jars to events because people want like a cheaper ticket item. And so I personally don't take a lot of jars to events anymore because I realize that's not what people want at events. Now, at certain events they do, but at other like local markets, they just want mini cakes or something that's a little more affordable. I understand that because I have something that I'm looking for. So each and every week, don't just go throughout your business saying, like treating it like it's just an extracurricular activity or just a hobby. If you just want a hobby, treat it like a hobby. Do it whenever you get ready. That's your own business. That's a hobby. But if you actually want to run it like a legitimate business, each and every week you need to be writing it down. Like I sold X amount of cookies today, X amount of this today. Monday was a busy day, Friday was a slow day, and so then you're able to start seeing what works and what doesn't work. Because the worst thing you want to do is just go and start doing something consistently, like a month out, you've been open 24 hours, just getting up and ripping and running and doing all this stuff. And then at the end of the month, you don't got no money to show for it. That's because you don't have no systems in place. And so, for example, if you are a business owner like me, I do not do any events on Monday. The only way I would even consider doing an event on Monday is it would have to be a private event and it would have to be an astronomical amount of money because Mondays are my days to sit here, do stuff like this. And it's my days where I prep bake, I order groceries, stuff get delivered. This is my admin day. And so this is a non-negotiable day for me, unless it's like an astronomical event or something like that that I would consider. And so I know Mondays are non-negotiable for me. That's the systems and processes that I have in place. And so once you start running your business on a consistent basis, you have to start making those hard non-negotiables. Like, for example, they're like, I'm not delivering to anybody. That's not something I have the capability of doing it. When I started business, I would deliver. And I realized quickly I don't want to do that. And so boom, I partnered with DoorDash. And so, so that's number two. So get yourself some goals and each week, if something didn't work, don't take that as a negative. Take that as um that's just data. And what does that mean? They're just giving you information to know what worked and what didn't work. So you may have had a week that wasn't very successful financially. However, it was successful as a it gave you resources to know I'm not gonna do that again. You see what I'm saying? It gave you data to understand this is not what needs to happen again. Okay. So even if you didn't make a financial good week, that doesn't mean that everything was a loss, right? That means you learn, okay, Mondays, I don't need to do this. Tuesdays, I don't need to do this. Wednesday was really popping this week, but it's going to take you doing the work, sitting down and like really planning it out, right? So that you can see what is what. Hopefully that makes sense. So what I'm telling you is at this point in the game, every single week that you do something, write it down on a piece of paper. Like Monday, I studied. Tuesday, I cooked. Wednesday, I did an event. Thursday, I did this. And so then this upcoming week, you can compare the two and see, okay, what did I do last week that I didn't do this week? What didn't work? What did work? And then you start comparing them side by side. So again, normally on Tuesdays, I do no events. It's normally like a prep and baking day. And so this week I have an event. And so that's something new for me. So then I'm having to pivot my week. But success doesn't just happen by you just trying to doing a whole bunch of stuff, hoping something to stick. No, you have to be strategic. You have to have a plan and you have to build it out. And so, um, give things like be consistent in something. That's what I'm trying to say. Be consistent in something. Like if you are selling food out of your house, baked goods, whatever you do, whatever, t-shirts, pants, socks, soap, car air fresheners, whatever you do, pick 2 days out of the week and sell on those days consistently only, right? Do that for a month, try it out and see. So that way people can start seeing you all the time. Like I know Brianna gonna sell cookies and cakes on this day and this day. You see what I'm saying? So don't how do I want to say this? You have a business, right? And we get eager to do stuff. But if you are all over the place, you confuse your customers. Like one day you telling people, like, okay, I'll use me for example. At this point, everybody know I sell cookies and cakes, right? Y'all see me post my personal meal preps in my stories, but I don't post my personal meal preps in on my Facebook page as much as I used to because I don't want to confuse my customers. I don't want them saying, okay, she posting about meals, but then she posting about cakes and cookies. Like, what does she sell? You know what I'm saying? And so one day you doing cakes, the next day you doing cookies, the next day you doing chicken noodle soup. The next day you're doing something else. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's your business model. But what I'm trying to tell you, as you're building clientele, consistency is key. And then as your clients tell you what they would want to buy from you, then you pivot. So hopefully that makes sense. Hey, anyway. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense in the comments. And so the next thing, number two, again, was you need goals, right? I'm just trying to set you up for success because money is a tool, money is a resource, right? And so if you don't have systems in place, you'll just begin to spend money everywhere. And then when you look at the end of the week, you look at the end of the month, you won't have any because you don't spend it all because you don't have no systems, you don't have no goals, you don't know where you're headed. So all right, number three. Number three. This is my favorite. Okay. This is my favorite. Number three. Number three. Number three. If you're watching live or even if you're watching a replay, put number three in the comments. Number three. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. Number three. It's three people watching, so I know y'all see me. This is number three. Number three. This is gonna be a good one. Number three. Put number three in the comments. I know y'all watching me, but even if y'all are, y'all know y'all be window watching. You know what I'm saying? Don't y'all be watching, but don't be commenting all that stuff. But that's fine. I'm still happy that you're here. So number three is stop promoting to people who aren't your target audience. Stop promoting to people who are not your target audience. Again, stop promoting to people who are not your target audience. For example, I'll give it to you. So I have people who I used to meal prep for, right? So my meal prep former clients are not my clients for big baby cakes. They don't want cookies and cakes. They do not want cookies and cakes and cheesecakes and all this stuff. They don't want that. They don't want that. So why would I promote stuff to people who are not my target audience? So you're frustrated and you're just on Facebook posting or and sending stuff to your friends and family who are not your target audience. And so then you begin to get frustrated with these people because they're not supporting you. But in reality, they're not your audience. They don't want what you have. For example, my grandma do not eat a lot of sweets. So yes, she may enjoy one cake, but I'm not gonna get mad at my grandma for not buying no cookies and cakes for me because she don't eat a lot of sweets. You see what I'm saying? And so that's just an example. My grandma loved my sweets. But I'm just give you an example that when you're posting on social media is for you to be consistent, right? So what you want to do when you're finding clients, I've been saying this to everybody who come in contact with me, whatever your local area is, you need to go and post in these groups what's happening in Jackson, what's happening in Birmingham, what's happening in Anniston, what's happening in Tuscaloosa. Wherever your local area is, you need to be posting your product. Introduce yourself. Hey, my name is Brianna. I own Big Baby Cakes. I will be at this location at this time. When I tell you every single time I have done that, I have gotten at least 10 customers every single time. The Lord gave me that blueprint like a couple months ago, and I've been running with it, and it has been great. It has been working for me. And so stop promoting to people who are not your audience, who are not your target audience. And so the way you promote, post on your Facebook page. That is there for consistency, so that when you give people your information, they can see what you do. That's great. So when you're actually trying to market, try to get people in that local area, right? So for example, my market on Wednesdays is in Vestavia, Alabama. It's like 15 minutes from my house. So what I do on Wednesdays, Tuesday nights or early Wednesday morning, I'm getting there and I'm posting. Hey, I posted last week. Hey, this is Brianna. I own Big Baby Cakes. This is what I had to offer. I'll be at this location. If you're in the local area, come by and say hi. What did they do? I at least this past Wednesday, no lie, I can pull up receipts, and anybody who close to me know I will show you the receipts. I made five times the amount. My first market, I made one amount. The next market that I just did last week, I made five times what I made, and people just saw me on social media. It ain't because they're coming to my personal page. I went to them. They're in that community. They live in Vestavia. They live wherever. I'm telling you, hey, I'm here on the block. Come see me. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm trying to tell you is whatever community you're in, if you are in Birmingham, post in the groups. It may not feel like nobody's watching you. They don't gotta like your post. They ain't gotta tag. I don't care about none of that. I want them to pull up to the tent and table and buy something. So I literally would ask you like, "Oh, how did you find us? Are you just here at the market?" And they, a lot of them said, "No, I saw you on Facebook." So then I was like, "Did you like it?" And they just like, "No, we just saw you." And so I was like, "I don't care if the people like my page or not. It will be great. So then that way you can see me on a regular basis." However, they don't have to like, they don't have to comment, but if they see you and pull up on you, spend money with you, and they become your customer, that is what you want, right? So do not let posting in these groups get you discouraged if people don't like or comment. People see it. The more you post, the more you get in the algorithm, the more people will see you. Literally make a post, introduce yourself, post your product. Say, hey, my name is Brianna. I own Big Baby Cakes. Here's my setup. Y'all always see me say, look for my branded tent wherever I post up. That's just free game. This is free game to help you. If you want to make at least $1,000 a week, I'm giving you the game. I'm not telling you something I'm not doing. Anybody who close to me, G will tell you everything I tell you on here. She has work events with me, and she will tell you that everything that I do, like I'm telling you on here, I do, and she will tell you we make that bread. Like that's just what it is. And so I'm never gonna sit up here and tell y'all something that I'm not doing. Okay. G will tell you. I know she like probably getting off and on, but she will tell you. Like when we work events, and she worked with me lately, and she will tell you, like, it ain't even no question asked. And so, yeah. So again, before you pull up and you sit up in these people communities, post in the local groups, hey, my name is so and so. I sell this and then post a picture of it. I would love for you to come. I'll be here between this and this time. It is simple. If you need help with it, I will help you. It is a game changer. Okay. Number four, okay, when it comes to talking about making money and managing money, number four, you need to check your bank account every single day. You need to check your bank account every single day. If you are in a money crisis, I know it's very scary to look at your account and you just, you be like, oh, I need money or, whatever. You need to check your bank account. He said, amen, and do great business. Oh yeah. G my girl. G going places. So me and G locked in. That's my girl right there. G been putting in that work, and I told G as long as she put that work in, she can work. And so she been doing just that. All right. But number four is you need to check your bank account every single day. When it comes to money, and so I don't remember who I got this tip from a few years ago, but you need to make it a daily habit of checking your bank account every single day. The reason I say this is because most people in the beginning, you are in a financial crisis, and so you're just trying to make money, make money, make money. Okay, I do understand that. We've all been there, right? However, I want to let you know you need to check your bank account. You need to know every single day. Oh, excuse me. You need to know every single day where you are. You need to know every single day where you are because when you start ordering products, buying products, going to the grocery store, getting gas, getting your hair done, getting nails done, doing all the life things, paying bills, what happens is if you don't know your numbers, you're just spending blind, right? So everybody know you have bills. Your monthly bills hardly ever changes. But when you're growing out your business and you're investing money into your business, whether that's labels, food, gloves, whatever, you name it, gas, whatever, those variables differ on a day-to-day basis. And so if you make it a habit of getting up, checking your bank account and knowing what you're working with, this will help you. This is going to help you. I say that because, excuse me, y'all, I've been up since earlier. Excuse me, I've been up since early. So you need to check your bank account. This is going to help you start building a good relationship with money. Okay. If you are in a financial crisis, even if you ain't in a financial crisis, you need to look at your bank account daily. This is going to start building up faith, number one. This is going to start building up momentum because you do not need to be scared of money. Again, at the beginning of the live, I told you everybody does not have a money crisis. And so you need to have a good relationship with money because if you can manage a dollar, then you can manage two. If you can manage two, then you can manage four. If you can manage $100, you can manage 1,000. Money is a tool, money is a resource. You cannot be scared of knowing exactly where you are at the start of your day every single day. Because if you're more conscious about where you are right now, it will help you to know where you're going. And so let's just say if you only have $20 to start with for tomorrow, you only have $20. Cool. That's okay to start with. But boom, you know you only got 20. You probably don't even need to touch 10 of that. So you only got 10 to work with for the day. You see what I'm saying? If I only got 10 to work with, is going to make you more conscious in how you spend. Okay. So check your bank account daily. Okay. Check your bank account. And because you want to be a good steward over your money, right? So maybe you don't go get, maybe you don't order DoorDash that day. Or maybe you cook at home because you know your numbers, you know where you are, and you can be more conscious with where you're spending. Anybody would tell you, I am such a resourceful girl. If I don't gotta get it, I don't get it. And I do love taking care of myself, but I like to make it stretch. I was in an economic shutdown for about a month. I wasn't buying none, hair wasn't done. I just was like shut down because I'm like, nope, I gotta go. I'm not doing it. I'm not touching it. This is what I want. Like I was not moving. And so like I knew my numbers and I knew where I was trying to go. And so make it your business to check your bank account every day because money don't need to scare you. You can have $1. Cool. And make it your business to not let your account get in the negative, right? Ever, period. Yes, life does happen. But if you make it your business to multiply and you have goals and stuff for your business, I promise you your relationship with money will change because you don't need to be afraid of looking at that account. You don't need to be afraid of knowing where you are. Wherever you are right now is just a starting place. We're building upon and building good habits. And so look at your bank account every single day, know what you're working with for the day so that you can make better money habits, because if you do not know where you are and you're just spending blindly, then you got money going all over the place, and your money is a seed. And so if you got seed on DoorDash, seed in McDonald's, seed in Taco Bell, seed here, money everywhere, all over the place, you have no organization. Your money is chaotic. Your money is all over the place. And then when you're looking like, where did my money go? You have no idea because your money is just chaotic. You got to give money an assignment, right? And so even me, I need to be even more specific with my money. Like I do a good job managing money, but now I need to take it up a notch. And so this money is for food. This money is for business. This is like the beginning of my week. I make a budget for my business supplies. This is what I'm spending. Once I go over that amount, unless I sell out earlier in my week than what I expected, I do not buy nothing else. I'm gonna use what's in the cabinets. I'm gonna use the containers that I have. So the mini cakes, pans that y'all see, I sell out of them so quick. I probably sell 100, 200 a week. But there's weeks where I don't want to spend no more money on getting that stuff delivered. So I will use the containers that I have here. So like they're not as aesthetically pleasing, but there comes a time where I'm already at budget for the week. And so I'm not going to go spend none of that extra money on that for now because I'm going to use what I got. So hopefully that makes sense. So the last thing is last thing. You need to have one high ticket item on your menu. Okay. Again, I tell y'all all the time, you may have a money problem, but everybody does not have a money problem. You have to open up your eyes, get a bigger perspective of the world, of customers, of how money works. Everybody is not in a money crisis. I know in the news, I know y'all see on social media, gas is high, da, 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 da. You do know there is people who out vacationing, shopping, buying Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all this on a regular basis. They like, there's no, that like people got money. Now, your influencer, your viewpoint, you may not see those people. However, I'm here to tell you, excuse me, that everybody does not have, excuse me, a money problem. Everybody does not have. a money problem. And so you need at least one high ticket item on your menu. So for example, all of my mini cakes are normal price of them is $7. However, for different markets, I change the price depending on where I am, but they never go less than $5. But my cheesecakes are $12. The jars are $12. Then I have the 4 pack. The 4 packs is at one market was $33. So you need a high ticket item. You need a high ticket item. Hear me. You need a high ticket item. Okay? Okay, let me hold your hand when I say this. People, everybody is not in a financial crisis. There are people who have money who is willing to spend it with you. You need a high ticket item. People who have money don't care. When I was at this market in Georgia, I had a $33 4 pack dessert. Some people like, oh my goodness, that's so expensive. And other people who could afford it, they would buy like two and three of them at a time. Again, you need a high ticket item on your menu. Whether you do services, whether you do products, whether you sell food. If all your other prices are $5, you at least need a $20 item. At least. Because there is a group of people who can afford that $20. There's a group of people who only can afford the $5. That's fine. But you need a high ticket item because here's the thing. High ticket items are about quality versus quantity. My little mini cakes, right? They're good. They are delicious, but they are quantity driven because they are a cheaper item. However, my 4 packs, which are more expensive, they are a quality item. So it's a high ticket item. Now, everything I do is quality, but follow me for the sake of example purposes. So my high ticket item, I would have to sell like 4 or 5 mini cakes to make to for it to cost the same amount. It's a 4 pack. Hopefully that makes sense. So I would have to work harder for the same amount of money if I can just have a big ticket item to start with. You see what I'm saying? So you need a mixture of both, right? Especially when you're starting off, in my opinion. Have a low ticket item, but then also have a high ticket item because the name of the game is I want to make more money with less of my energy. Okay. My goal is to make more money with less energy. Now I'm gonna have to put in a work for everything. You know what I'm saying? That's the inevitable. However, the name of the game is you're not trying to chase pennies. Like you got to get out of that mentality where you just got to be cheap, cheap, cheap. Like I was telling G, the girl who was just on the live, and she do some events for me. I said, G, she used to sell her cookie for like $2 or $3. I said, nah, G, not at my table. You ain't selling that cookie for no $2 or $3 over here. And so she raised her prices to 5. And so she began to see that there's value in your product. She had good packaging. Her product tasted good. Everything was good. And so she raised her price because there was value in her product. And so instead of having to sell 2 cookies or 3 cookies, she can now do that in one sale. Hopefully that makes sense. And if y'all have questions, excuse me, y'all let me know. Again, I've been in the kitchen, and so that's why you see me yawning. But I'm super excited, and thank y'all for rocking with me on the live. But I just wanted to get in here and just talk about some stuff that hopefully will help you at the start of your week because it is super important that you lay this groundwork. And so again, you need a high ticket item. This is non-negotiable. If you are on my live, if you watch the replays or whatever, and you don't have a high ticket item, I am going to be upset with you because people want to spend money. And if we want to just be realistic, there's a lot of people who look at prices like me. If your stuff is too cheap and I'm looking, I'm like, because I'm really not looking for cheap. If I'm looking for something, I want something that's quality. I want something that's valuable. And so I want something that is a good value. And so if your prices are super cheap, I get a little leery. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, so, because I know what stuff costs. You know what I'm saying? So if you telling me cookies for $2, $3, and that's not saying that your product is bad, right? There's a place for those type of items. But I'm saying if if some people get turned off by your low prices because they're like, man, will this even be good if it's $2 or $3? You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sitting here just baking and definitely put me on much more. Oh, she's on screen recording. Oh yeah, she's up. But yeah, so G will tell you. So like I'm not trying to, and I tell her honestly, I said, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be demeaning. I said, but I'm just trying to get you to value your product. And so now GC is like, when we at events, no, you may hear a couple of people say, oh, this is too expensive. And there is okay. Some people cannot afford it. That I can't afford some stuff too. And that's outside of my personal budget for the moment. That's fine. But there's a whole other group of people who got it to spend. You know what I'm saying? They got it to spend. And so once you start upping your price, and so this is where a good thing comes into bundles, right? Like we're about to get off here. People ask me all the time, like, how much is the mini cake? Oh, I'm like, oh, they are, well, for the market little shit. Okay, oh, they're $5. We're getting them two for 10, or they're $6, but you can get it for two for 10. So I give them a little discount, but I'm upping my ticket price. You see what I'm saying? So instead of them just buying one item from me, I'm gonna up it because then boom, one can turn into two. So instead of just saying, oh, it's $6, yeah, it is $6, but I want you to really spend 10. I want you to spend 15. I want you to spend 20. So I'm giving you options for higher ticket items. Hopefully that makes sense. So you need higher ticket items. Don't be scared about the price. Don't be scared about, oh, people are not gonna buy it. Yes, they are. People gonna buy it. And so G selling 3 products on tomorrow. So she probably need to do like 3 for 15 or something like that. Cause this forces you to like run through their inventory quick, and it forces the customer to like, oh, this is a good deal. You know what I'm saying? Because me, I may only need one cookie, you know what I'm saying? But if it's a good deal, I'm like, man, I might well go ahead and get three of them because it's such a good deal. I might well go ahead and get the deal. I only need one. Because most people, when they're out buying or they see your product online, yeah, most people don't necessarily, especially when you're selling food, they don't necessarily need your food. They can cook at home. This is a want. And so I don't need your cookies. I don't need your plate. I can do that at home. However, if it's a good deal, the food look good, I'm gonna support because I want it. It's a good deal, it's a good value. And so that's that. So hopefully all of this makes sense. It's Money Making Monday. So again, before you go out doing your events this week, I want you to sit down, do the paper side of it, do the admin side of it, and I promise you it will make a difference. So go through last week's numbers, put down how much you sold. So get a pen and piece of paper. I always say, y'all, if y'all are coming to my lives, you need a pen and piece of paper. And excuse me for the yawning. I do real work in real life, and so your girl was yawning. Anyways, so you need a pen and piece of paper. So what you want to do before you lay your head on the pillow? Say, hey, I sold this amount of cookies or this amount of cakes or this amount of t-shirts, whatever you sell, put it on a piece of paper and then say this week my goal is to do this, right? And then you're gonna look at every single day if you got events or if you don't have any events or if you're looking for events, then you can plan your week out. So hopefully this makes sense. It is your friend Chef Bree. This is Money Maker Monday. I'm super excited and I'm so thankful that you are here and hopefully you make you some money. If you need more tips, tricks, and all this, comment below. I will definitely be making sure that I do this. And so, um, again, this is Money Making Monday. I gave y'all 5 tips. Number one, how much money do you want to make? That's number one. Don't be scared to talk about how much money you want to make. You don't have to tell me. You need to tell yourself. Write it down. Make a goal. Number two, you need goals. Where you're going, where you're headed, where you going? Okay, you got to know where you're going. That will help you build. Number three, stop promoting to people who are not your target audience. Stop promoting to people who are not your target audience. You're frustrated and you are tired because you are promoting to the wrong people. Stop doing that. Number four, check your bank account daily. What money do you have to start with? If you only got $2, that's okay, but you need to know where you are at the moment. This will help you build, and this will help you make better decisions. And number five, you need one high ticket item on your menu every single week, non-negotiable. Hopefully, these tips help you. It is your favorite chef, friend, Chef Bree, and I